Hey y'all,
Hey,
how's it going?
good and yourself?
A little under the weather today. I've been asleep all day. I don't know what's going on. So,
Oh wow. Hope you feel
yeah,
better soon. Just this
thank you.
change of season, probably.
Yeah, like I worked out this morning and I was real lethargic, but I thought maybe I was just extra tired today. And then
Mm-hmm.
as the day kept going, it was like chills. Like yeah,
Oh
I,
wow.
I took a couple like 2 hour naps today. Been
Okay.
crazy.
Well, yeah. Congrats on your 800th ride. I saw
Thank
that.
you.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Exciting. It feels like it takes forever to hit a ride milestone because all I do is strength classes now. So I do more strength
Wow.
than anything.
Okay.
Yeah. But thank you.
You're welcome.
I'll give it
I'm gonna be hitting today. I'm actually in the. I have not been in the kitchen in a minute, but I was craving chili, so
oh,
making
that sounds so
cornbread and
good.
chili.
Yeah, that sounds good. Mm-mm-mm. Just give it a couple minutes before we get started. Mm-mm-mm. Swore Talisha was just on here a second ago. Then she disappeared. Still some people joining. Give it another few seconds and then we'll get started. Okay, there she is. All right. Think I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Again, I've been kind of sick all day in the bed, sleeping on and off all day. So y'all feel free to like ask questions, discuss, take the lead if you want. I mean, I'll be here, but you know, don't be shy. Tonight we're discussing On the Come Up by Angie Thomas. A YA book selection. One of the reasons that I selected it for this month is because we haven't done Angie Thomas since I think January of 2018. Does that sound right? Yep. January of 2018, we did The Hate You Give, and the movie for On the Come Up just came out like a week ago. I think it was last Friday, something like that. So I thought it would be good to revisit an Angie Thomas novel and watch the movie if possible. So this is, I think, my only second book that I've read. I mean, she has, a few, but this is the second one that I've read. And like I said, it's been some years. I enjoyed it. What were y'all's thoughts?
I enjoyed it. I can't wait to see the movie. I have not seen the movie yet, but I enjoyed it. I felt that it was familiar. They talked a little bit about
Garden
Garden
Heights?
Hills and
Yep.
referencing back. So I
Yep.
kind of like having that familiarity. And then Bree, I just felt like I was really talking to a teenager. It sounded real. That damn Aunt Pooh though. Ooh,
Yeah, Aunt Pooh.
she was something.
A hot mess for sure. Yeah, I definitely enjoyed it, enjoyed the characters. Aunt Pooh was definitely a hot mess. How many of you were able to watch the movie? I finished it. When did we finish it? Tuesday? Yeah, we finished it. Yeah, well, I finished it Tuesday morning. The kids were watching it too, so I had to rewind and go back for them because they had a bedtime, so they couldn't finish watching the whole thing with me at the original time that we watched it, but they actually enjoyed it. So I'm thinking of letting them watch The Hate You Give as well. The movie, to me, and I'm trying not to spoil, but quite a few differences for me. Some things in the book that I would have liked to have seen in the movie weren't there. What's the other guy's name? Malik. That whole storyline with Malik and his girlfriend, like I wanted that element of that it added in the book, and she's not in there at all. So it's kind of like Bree and Malik
Curtis?
kind of have a thing.
Oh, okay.
No, yeah, Curtis. I don't even know if he was a major character in the film. Now that I'm thinking about it, it had the kid Miles. That was, you know, the rapper with
that badass little boy. Oh, the
Yeah.
son of
the son, and then her, and I can't think of his name right now, but Brianna's gay friend was in there. So those two,
Sunny.
yes, Sunny. So those two were definitely a couple in the movie. Towards the end, and then it was just Malik. Like those were, and then of course her brother, mom, aunt, and then you had the gang members and stuff like that. But it was that whole storyline with Malik and the girlfriend and the drama that added. Like I was wishing that was there, but they kind of made the storyline of, you could tell there was interest between Bree and Malik in the movie. So it was very interesting how they decided to do that. And then the battles, and for those of y'all, Topeka, for you just joining, we're talking, I'm comparing the movie and the book right now. For me, the rap battle was a little different than I envisioned in the book. Like I envisioned it being a true like rap battle, and it was more like spoken poetry in the movie, or spoken word. Yeah, when she was reciting, and I don't even know if the raps were the same, but it was more like spoken word versus it being like 8 Mile, you know, rap going back and forth. So there's definitely some differences. It was still a good movie. It was just very different from what I was expecting from the book. So yeah, any other thoughts on the book and or overall thoughts?
I noticed a lot of differences in the movie from the beginning. Especially, I had just reread the book, like, and finished it the day before I watched it. So
it's fresh.
I was noticing all the differences.
Yeah.
My boyfriend was really good.
What'd you say?
My
Method
boyfriend
Man?
was really good in the movie, yeah.
I did say I liked the casting for the movie. They had some, you know, Sanaa Lathan, Method Man. Mike Epps was the host of The Ring. I can't remember what his name is right now.
Play. Who does Method play?
The father of Miles. He's Supreme.
Oh, Supreme. I mean, that's enough to get me to finally, you know, I just finished the audiobook today. So
nice.
Yeah. So that's enough to get me to go watch the movie because I love Method Man.
Yeah. I liked his character. It was good. Aunt Pooh, not sure who her character was, but it was very fitting for what I imagined her to be. She's kind of like if you think of like Debrat and her style with the plaits, that's exactly what Aunt Pooh looks like with a headband on there. So
I can kind of envision that. Even with, so I don't think they gave, unless I was speeding through, did they give like a description of Aunt Pooh in the book? I really don't recall.
I don't recall that either.
Yeah.
I don't think
recall
so.
them giving real descriptions of.
I don't feel like they gave descriptions of the characters either.
Yeah.
I thought the movie was good, but it was certain parts it left out that I wish they would have had in. Like they really shrunk the brothers, the girl's brother role down to like nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she was visiting him a lot in the restaurant, and he had a whole girlfriend.
Yeah. And then the grandparents interaction with them, like they completely erased that whole thing completely out.
Yeah. I didn't even notice that until you just said that, but you're right. There was like zero. And then the mom.
Look how you looking. You look like I'm not sure I want to watch it. It's a good movie.
You talking about me?
Yeah.
And then
those are the things that
what's your first name?
Asia.
Okay. I was gonna say Asia, and I was like, well, I don't want to mess it up.
No. But to me, like those are the things that like added some character to the book. Like the little girlfriend, not Miles, Malik's little girlfriend.
Yeah.
and the grandparents, like the grandparents and how they treated her mom, to me, like that would have really brought life to the issues that someone that's a former addict, like having family members who are looking at you like, I don't know if I could trust you. Like, I don't know, that was such a big part.
Yep. And then
they were how they were saved in the end. So
right.
I mean,
yeah.
And even see, like Sanaa Lathan's character as the mom, to me, her struggle wasn't even as bad as it was in the book. Like they kept talking about, you know, her going to get food stamps, and at first how she refused and she lost her job. Like there just wasn't that much around that part and how badly they were doing. I know this is such a little thing to nitpick, but I believe in the book when they were describing Law's chain, I think it was diamonds, right?
Yes.
And in the movie, it was like this gold chain that looked like, you know, like Jesus had. It looked like Jesus around her neck, and it was just to me, I'm like, this is not what I expected this cross to look like. Like it basically was a gold necklace that I think it was Law's face that was on the necklace, but it wasn't. For me, they stole it, but it wasn't as big a deal as what the book had made it.
That is so interesting.
So when she kept saying I could sell the chain when they showed it in the movie, I was like, how much she getting for that? $5?
Right. Looked like she got it out the bubblegum machine. I was like, what is this? It looked like, you know, like Jesus was on the cross with his little crown. Like it was all.
I did notice that chain. I was like, that's not what I expected.
Yeah, I'm not stealing that. So there was definitely some major differences in there that I wish they would have kept true to the book, but you know, that's typical of what happens. And I don't even know if Bree was what I imagined. Well, I'll take this back. I think I had seen the preview of the movie before I read the book anyway, so I don't think I really had anything too different from what she was in the book. But it was definitely very interesting how they changed up the book. It still was a good movie, and people who haven't read the book will probably enjoy it just the same. But yeah, there was definitely some key differences in the book that I was like, where did this go?
Interesting. But yeah, I think overall the book was pretty good. I don't read a lot of YA, like I do here and there. And so the storyline of her being a rapper, at first I was like, oh, I don't know about this.
Right.
Like YA and she's trying to be a rapper. I don't know. But it ended up actually being pretty good. I liked the fact that they kind of like the book gave a pathway in the end to them kind of resolving or seeing the light at the end of the tunnel for all of their issues. I mean, I know most books end in that way, but for everyone to kind of have a path of how they're going to overcome whatever or what their next steps in life are going to be. Like, I really like that.
Yeah.
I read the book at the same time that I was reading Let Me Hear a Rhyme from Tiffany Jackson. So I had to keep separating characters in my head because I was like, wait, but the stories are different, but it was still the same, like a young girl who was a rapper. But what I liked about
I really liked that book.
Yes.
Same.
What I liked about this one though, that
put it in the chat, you know, I'm going to add it to my list.
Right. And in the movie that they cut out was the fact that the character, the police officers, they were more brutal in the book to me. And I felt like that was a pivotal part.
Yeah.
Like that's what changed her character.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what kind of made her become like where she thought she was untouchable and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
And so that part right there, I thought that was a big part. And then I felt like the part with the son, because when they first found out he was gay, he didn't, like in the movie, he just come flat out with it. But in the book, it was, you know, they didn't find out till the end. And I thought that was a good twist too, because, you know, there's always these, what are those rumors about how many people in the music industry really are, you know, gay and all that kind of stuff. But I thought it was good. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't read the raps. I was like, I'm not reading that. I skimmed right over it, like just give me the story. But I feel
Right.
like it was a good story, and I feel like she's true to her characters because she kept the same gang members like she did in The Hate You
The Hate
Give.
You Give, yeah.
Yeah, so I feel like that's one of the things why I do like her, because you can almost see how the stories bridge together. Like
Mhm.
even though they're not connected, they kind of are connected.
Has anybody read Concrete Rose yet?
I have
to say,
that.
you mentioned that a few times.
That's Law's story, isn't it?
Yeah, I have
Okay.
it. I haven't read it yet, but it's his story.
Same. I
I
think I
don't
have
know
it somewhere.
why, but for some reason I don't want to read it. I don't know why, but I look
good.
at it all the time and I'm
I
like,
enjoyed it. I thought it was
Okay.
Is
good.
is
It was
it
good?
Law's story or is it the dad from The Hate You Give?
Oh, I think it's the
Hate
dad.
You Give. That's
Yes,
right.
you're
Yeah.
right.
That's right.
Okay. Yeah, I did like The Hate You Give, so I may go back and read that one. I think I have it, probably the ebook somewhere.
That was good.
Okay.
and what's the Tiffany Jackson book called?
The Weight of Blood.
Oh no, the one she said Nicole.
Oh, Let Me Hear It Rhyme.
Yeah, Let Me Hear It Rhyme. You know, I'm a Tiffany Jackson stan, so I done read everything. She could write a pamphlet on how to make peanut butter and jelly. I'm be like, I'm getting that.
Right. I do love her as well. And you know, I hate to do two YAs back to back, but everybody was raving about how good The Weight of Blood was. So I was like,
I couldn't wait. I already read it.
yeah, I've heard it's amazing. So I cannot wait.
Jamie, I can't wait either. Just to every time somebody posted in the group chat, I just hold my tongue like, be quiet.
Yes.
At first I didn't want to read it because I thought it was going to be really scary. But it
Mhm.
was for another book club it had to be read last month,
Okay.
and it was really, really good, really good.
Good.
I'm
Glad to hear
okay, so
that.
I shouldn't judge a
Like,
book by
I
its
wasn't
cover because
gonna
I'm
read
looking at the cover like
Mm-hmm.
Same.
Right.
I wasn't gonna read it. I thought it was scary, but then when you said
No, it's not
like,
scary. Nope.
I'll read it.
Yeah, I'm
And
excited
I'm
for this one.
curious.
All for books,
I'm
but I don't want
curious.
it to be scary.
Yeah, I'm curious the age, the difference between perspectives when we review it. The people that remember the nostalgia of it versus are going to be like, "What was that? I don't know what you're talking about." Like how it read different. I don't know how many young women are in here though, but yeah.
I
You
just
talking-
look young, but I'm old.
Because people have made comparisons to Carrie, right? This book?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't know if that was
Definitely.
okay to say. I didn't want to spoil anything, but
No,
yeah,
you're fine.
so, but a lot of people don't. A lot of
But she
younger.
took-
Like, my daughter was like, when I was telling her how good it was, she was like, "What's Carrie?" I was like, "Okay, forget it."
But she took it in a great direction. She did a really excellent job of taking that and making it, into really something.
Trying to think of that other book that she
Agreed.
wrote that was kind of on the lines of like being a scary type book.
Yeah, 'cause I didn't read
White Smoke.
It was
Yes, White
yeah.
Smoke. There you go.
But I never read that one because of that. So I guess the same thing that cover. How was it?
It was.
Anybody-
I enjoyed it.
I
I
enjoyed
didn't
it.
find it super spooky.
Okay.
Actually, I don't think I found it spooky at all. Honestly, like I mean, it's a YA book about. I think she moves into this house or something. I don't know. It's been a minute since I read it, but I just remember that I did like it.
Yeah, I don't like scary either. I don't like horror, and so I will say, I mean, horror is different nowadays than Carrie.
Yeah.
And I will say that if they made this a movie, I would not be able to watch it. But I was okay with reading it.
I hope they make something of hers into a movie. Tiffany D. Jackson.
Monday's not coming.
Allegedly would be good.
That would be
Oh,
Yeah, Monday's not coming. She's got a list of stuff that could be.
yeah.
I'm like, if Angie Thomas is getting, movies, I was like, she definitely could for sure.
Yeah.
Jamie,
Because-
I'm old enough to remember Carrie, but I've never seen it.
I've never seen it either, and I'm in the same boat. Like I've heard of it, but I've never. Maybe this Halloween.
Okay.
I've never seen Freddy Krueger movies or Jason or any of those.
Oh,
Don't.
Oh,
Michael Myers is that dude for me. I love anything Halloween. I love Halloween.
Never seen it.
It's good stuff.
did you do a group watch for the movie in here or no?
No, because it was on Paramount Plus, and it's a service that a lot of people you either had to go to the movie theater for it or subscribe to Paramount. And I knew a lot of people probably didn't have it.
Oh,
That service that we use is usually good for like Netflix and I think maybe Hulu, which most people have. But yeah, anything outside of that, it's hard to get everybody to. They have to have a subscription in order to participate. So
Oh, okay.
I just recommended that people watch it if they could. Yeah, it was pretty decent though. Felt like they did a good. I mean, they, like I said, they cut out a lot of stuff that was key for me. I did like the scene of the guards, like
Yeah.
when they body slammed her, like when they picked her up. That scene was crazy.
Yeah.
Like it was definitely something to be mad about watching that scene.
When I
Any other
found out one of
thoughts?
them was black, I was like, okay, where is this going?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, where is this gonna go?
Yeah. Everything was just super abbreviated too in the movie. Like I just felt like it was such a big deal in the book, and then it was just kind of minimized. Again, like the grandparents, and I didn't even think about that until someone brought it up on this chat, but I'm like, they were a huge part of that book and the controversy, and then them finally getting along.
That's usually how it is. There's always usually so much more in the book that they couldn't put in the movie for whatever reason.
And even in the rap battle, I think the raps were different than in the book, because I don't remember them in the rap battles talking about her mom as much.
I thought that was me, because I was like, wait a minute.
It was mostly her dad that was being poked at like once or twice. But in this one, like her mom was talked about a lot, and her drug addiction and stuff. And then she kind of like 8 Mile styled it, if y'all have seen that movie, where Eminem's like, tell me something you already don't, I don't already know about me. Like that's what she did. He started to, Lil Yachty was in there, and he was in there like starting to talk about her, and she's like, yeah, my mom's a drug addict. Like, what else you gonna tell me about me? Like,
when she did it, I was like, okay, 8 Mile.
That's exactly what it was.
Like I said, I read both of them at the same time, but in the book, her and her best friend didn't get together in the book, right? Or am I thinking of the other book?
They kissed once, and they were like, "Nah, this ain't it."
Malik, yes.
Yeah, that's all that happened with her and the best friend.
Yeah.
Because in the movie, it was kind of like they was gonna do more, and then Malik's girlfriend, who they totally cut her out. The one who like changed Malik to being pro-black, like he never even met her. There was never no none of that.
Was Curtis in the movie? Could y'all remember? Because that was her love interest, but I was like, I don't remember him being in that.
Nope.
Like her love interest was with Malik in the movie, but I was like, where is this character Curtis at? Like,
I was waiting to see did the movie revolve around then? Because
right,
because it sounds like it's different missing, from the book entirely.
Yeah, it was a lot of stuff missing. I mean, it still was a good storyline, but it basically centered Bree in the ring. Her and honestly, I don't even know if like Aunt Pooh's character, she kind of left Brianna in the studio, and that really to me didn't happen. Like Aunt Pooh was around for most of it in the movie, so even that element of
in the movie,
that element of her going back and forth between who was going to manage her and Supreme and stuff like that, and
because even the scene when Pooh left and Pooh's best friend, I thought that was a good scene in the book, where she went back and she was talking to him because he was so lost without her. And the little boy was outside. They cut the little boy out, and he was a pivotal part too. The little boy that was always happened to be around, and they was like, "No, don't be
JoJo.
like JoJo." Yeah, but I totally would tell you. Just said it. I forgot all about Curtis. Because that's who she ended up being with in the end. Forgot about Curtis.
Well, I guess they had to have a budget. They didn't have all these extra characters.
Right.
I'm like, was the movie only like 45 minutes long? Because I'm trying to figure out
what they talked about.
What did they talk about?
In the movie, they took them to Atlanta, which was totally different. What's his name? The dad, he took them all to Atlanta and took her to a recording studio, and they was kicking it in Atlanta, and he had this mansion down there. I was like, wait.
Now we know dang on well Bree's mama was not letting her go nowhere.
Right.
She didn't know. Right.
And that was another thing.
It sounds like that movie. It sounds like a movie was produced for all the people who couldn't really read or didn't read.
Pretty much. And then like the way that she came up with the On the Come Up song, it was different in the movie like Supreme, I don't know, because I felt like, didn't she have a second song that she created with Supreme, or she was?
She did.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And in the movie, it was On the Come Up that he helped produce, and that was what was causing controversy. But where she was like, you know, this isn't me, I want to write my own lyrics, I felt like that was a whole another song. But the way that they portrayed it in the movie,
Yeah, that was
like,
the one that he had her doing with D Nice.
yeah.
And
And
I
she
just
already
remember she
had-
said something about she make them bleed like she's on her period.
Yes.
And she
And
was
that-
like, ew, I don't want to say this. Like, this is stupid.
Yeah, and that wasn't real. That wasn't mentioned in the movie. On the Come Up was the only song that she had, and that was the one where she was singing lyrics, like the stuff about being a gangster and all that stuff. Like that was what he made her say that was out of her character, kind of thing. So it was very interesting.
I thought it was interesting that Supreme said that he wanted the father to fake the gangster stuff, but then the father just could not draw that line and actually became involved with the streets. And so, you know, in his mind, it was like, let me try again with his daughter, you know, maybe she'll run the line or tote the line or whatever. But he rubbed me the wrong way.
Yeah, the fact that he wanted to do that with her, knowing what happened to her dad and knowing that her aunt was affiliated, was crazy to me. It was like, so you want her to get caught up because you're gonna push her so far that, like what was happening, the people in the hood, they were not deciphering between her just play on words and the reality. And she could have possibly had the same outcome as her dad if she had kept going down that path. And so the fact that he was encouraging that with her, but his own kid he protected in a way, like let him do the corny rap, but wasn't trying to make his kid be, you know, gangster rapper. Doing that with another person's child, like I didn't like that.
And was anyone disappointed that in the book Aunt Pooh didn't like kill the crown? I kind of wanted her to
and
do more. I mean, she was so like, oh, we're gonna go get, and then it was like, well, what did you do? Because don't sound like you did much of anything.
Right. What did you do? Because you didn't kill nobody and you didn't get the necklace, but all of y'all got locked up on a random, quote unquote, random drug bust. What did you do?
Yeah.
And see that whatever they showed the drive-by in the movie, and then Aunt Pooh is in the hospital bed. And for my recollection, that's the last you see of Aunt Pooh. She's just in the hospital bed, and that's that. Like, you don't know, did she get shot? She's just kind of on like life support, it looks like. So she must have got shot back at when she was doing the drive-by, but it was different from what was in the book.
What drive-by? I missed that too.
Lost.
In the movie. Sorry. In the movie.
Yeah, in the movie.
In the movie, they played that out differently. Like, she wasn't arrested because of a drug bust. She decided to do a drive-by to get back at them for the chain. And I guess she got shot. All I know is she landed in the hospital. It shows the drive-by happening, but then like later you see her in the hospital, like on life support. So it's very different from what happened in the book. Yeah.
So did she not go to jail?
Oh,
she's getting arrested after she gets out of the hospital. Or she's going to jail when she gets out of the hospital.
Yep. Yeah, it was different.
It was different. But watch it, Asia. It's good. It is good. It's just different.
I don't know, like
nah. I think me and Asia on the same page. I'm good.
I got a
the movie that I watched in my head while I read it is more than sufficient.
Right.
Watch it.
More detailed. It is more detailed. The book is way more detailed.
Way more detailed. Yeah.
Just watch the movie for Method Man. I mean, that's.
I mean, when I say that is the only reason I would watch at this point.
You know, and then the whole part with the Tims. I don't even think a pair of Tims was in the movie at all.
Never.
Well, damn.
What about the Tims? Oh my God, Renee! I forgot all about that.
That ain't in the movie either. Because he's Supreme to me. Supreme did for me. Supreme did so much more in the book for Bree to boost her career and herself as a partner. So, or as a potential artist. And so for me in the book, it was like, okay, this is a no-brainer. Like, he's doing more than your aunt is for you for your career to help you become successful. But in the movie, it was just it wasn't that. Like, it was almost like, hey, we tried to do this song. He made me rap about stuff that isn't true. And then that was kind of the end of their relationship. Like,
Yeah.
that was it. It
Well, he
wasn't as
gave her the
detailed.
dress. He didn't give her some Timbs to go with the dress?
Nope.
No.
Oh, I take that back. She did have a part. There was a part where she had a white, like,
Dress.
bodycon dress on with Tim's.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I can't remember if they actually showed her receiving those gifts from her. Did she?
Oh,
He gave her the bags or something.
Yeah, or maybe they were put outside of her hotel room.
That dress and the
Yeah. But I don't know. Yeah. So she did. You're right. She did.
And
but it wasn't as big a deal as they made it in the
Right.
book, where she's like, you know, they're going to get help and she wants those used Timbs, and then he gets her a
Yeah.
new pair. It wasn't as big a deal as it was in the book.
I actually did not like Supreme in the book,
No.
but he was not that bad in the movie. Maybe because
No.
he was a man, but
Yeah. He
but
was kind of just
not
in the
that
cut.
bad. I mean, I was preparing to not like Method Man's character.
Yeah.
He was not that bad in the movie.
No, he was kind of in the cut. His story wasn't as big as it was in the book. Like, he didn't have that big of a role in her life.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, like I said, it's very interesting. And now that we're talking about it, there's more things that I find missing
Yeah.
than I did actually watching it. Because I'm like, wait a minute, yeah, the Timbs weren't really as hyped up as it was. It was just kind of like, here's some bags at your door. And then she comes down and all the guys are like, you know, oh my gosh, you look so good, kind of thing. And
Yeah.
yeah, it was interesting.
I like Brie. I really thought she was smart. It's this one part when she opens the fridge and she makes like a wrap out of what's in the fridge. She's like 2 eggs, 18. And I'm thinking to myself, I guess if you lived in a lifestyle where, you know, you are have to ration your food, you are kind of counting, you know, the pieces of bacon and everything. But I just thought that was really interesting and sad at the same time. But I was just like, wow, she, you know, she's smart. She really did try to make it about what she was, you know, going through. Although on the come up, she did appear to be more gangster
Yeah.
than she was.
Yeah, she definitely was in the book than in the movie, for sure. It was different. Very different. And the mom was actually, to me, around more. Well, like, the mom's at the ring and stuff. Like, she's more active, where in the book, to me, it was like, she didn't want her, you know, no parts of this. But she's actually in the ring, like, cheering her on and stuff towards the end. It was very interesting. Very, very interesting. Any other thoughts on the movie or the book?
It's a good read.
Yeah.
That was my second time reading it, so I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I got on my nerves at some of it. I like Brie. I love Brie and root for her, but that whole thing around that song and, oh, it's just words, and, oh, they're not going to take it that way, and, oh, I can do this and say this, and I'm going to sign a song contract. I'm going to go behind my mom's back and get a manager. And
Yeah.
it's like, teenager.
Yeah, that rubbed me the wrong way, because I'm like, you know, your dad got killed from X, Y, and Z, and here you are, like, saying stuff that could get you in trouble, or did get you in trouble. And it was just kind of like, you put your aunt in a situation where she had to protect you.
And I you know, I think it was kind of like her survival mindset too. Like, you know, they get in the eviction notice, that lady, the landlord that came, you know, to the doorstep. And then when her mom was saying, you know, well, I'm not going down to the welfare office, and she probably was thinking like, bitch, you better go. We ain't got nothing to eat up in here, you know.
Right.
And that's another thing about the movie, right? So when Brie was winning these battles, she'd come home with $500, and her and Aunt Pooh stopped at the grocery store, brought home bags of groceries with that winnings, and then gave her mom the envelope with the rest of the money in it. So the struggle wasn't as bad in the movie as it was in the book. Like, she was getting cut money for rapping. It was very different.
Also, I thought it was a little bit annoying. I know kids don't always listen to their parents, but back to back, not telling her mother stuff and her mother letting it go, and that was I thought that was a little much.
Yeah.
Oh no, they're badass really like that.
Oh yeah, you are a teacher, so you know.
I taught 8th grade girls for 4 years, and I'm like, oh Lord.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, they're badass really like that.
Yeah.
It was
did like
definitely
that.
good to see the things they hit on, because even as an educator, like I know how they do the schools. They got at the poor Black schools, they got real cops, but then at the white schools, it's just metal detectors and maybe a security guard here and there. And it's they really do get money for more Black children. When they start putting Black children in them white schools, they get money for that. So I mean, I felt it. It was realistic.
Yeah. Interesting. Any other thoughts?
That's it. We know you're sick and not feeling good.
Y'all are fine.
We can
You guys
call
have
it a
brought
night.
me. Yeah, you guys have brought me back to life. Like I'm feeling better in this moment. I've got a cough drop. I took a little bit of medicine, and I took it probably 30 minutes before we started, so I'm feeling a little bit better. I've got a blanket on me right now, so I'm still like cold, but feeling better. Thank you for asking. I know it's just been a rough day. Like I just couldn't figure out what was going on with me, but yeah, I'm feeling okay in this moment. So thank you.
We are your medicine.
Yeah, no, for real. Like that's why I was like, I refuse to cancel. Like, first of all, my schedule is ridiculous. It's like coaching 2 teams, book club, playing softball myself. My daughter homeschools, son is in public school. It's just a lot. Like my schedule, I spend probably at least a good 3 hours a day driving and transporting people. Like it's just a lot. So yeah, but no, you guys definitely bring much joy, and I didn't want to cancel because who knows when I would have time to reschedule anything. So yeah.
Yeah, because somebody like me, I thought it was yesterday, and I kept going, "Where's Serena?"
2 of y'all thought it was yesterday, yeah.
And I was like, I should have known, because normally it come on right before Big Brother would come on, and I used to be like, "Oh, I gotta hurry up because I gotta see." But that's over now. We saw who won that.
Okay, so time out. Who did you want Taylor to win, Big Brother?
I was rooting for her because of how they was treating her.
Yes.
And then toward the end, she was making me a little bit mad because I thought they was gonna get her, but I did want her to win because they really put her through the ringer.
I really felt like I really kind of wanted Monty to win, and I felt like Taylor, to me, sorry if y'all don't watch this show, but basically Taylor fell in kind of in like with another guy named Joseph in the house. He got kicked out, so he's in the jury. And then as soon as he leaves, like she starts this romance with this other guy named Monty, and they end up being the final 2 in there. But I just felt some kind of way, like poor Joseph is in this house and has no idea what's going on in the house, and that she's moving on. And so I felt some type of way about her from that. And I felt like Monty had made some big moves in comparison to Taylor, so I really wanted him to win. But again, it was the second year in a row that a Black person had won, and the first time that on regular Big Brother, not celebrity, that a Black woman had won. So I was kind of happy to see that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely had to point out the regular versus celebrity, or Tamar,
because everybody was saying that. Yeah, I was like,
Tamar will come in attack.
Right, because I was like, well, Tamar did win, but their Big Brother's only like 30 days, not 3 months, like regular Big Brother. So I was like, there is a difference and more people to fight through with that. So good show though. I'm trying to think of this. There's another show on Hulu. Oh my gosh, hold on. It's Reasonable Doubt. Are y'all watching that?
Oh my gosh, I haven't started that show.
It's good. It's good. I think I'm like halfway. Yeah, I'm halfway through the 2nd episode, but it sucked me in from the beginning. So if y'all have Hulu, watch Reasonable Doubt. It's really good.
Yes. Yeah. I haven't started yet though.
And then are you guys Sisters on BET? Do you guys watch that?
Yes.
Now I want to watch Zatima on BET. Now I need to get BET Plus. Is
So
it good?
my sister got BET Plus because she manages a sorority house. And so they get all the apps. And so she let me watch it. I was like, yeah, let me use it because I would not be paying for BET Plus.
I'm
glad I get it for free. And they know what they're doing because like I love the Miss Pat show because I loved her book Rabbit. And in order to see her show, you got to have the BET Plus because when they show it on regular BET, of course it's edited and she is a fool on that show.
Right.
So but yeah, I got it. I haven't watched it yet, but I'm going to watch it.
I think I've paid for BET Plus for about a year or 2 now.
There was an ad that came up for like 3 months for 99 cents. So I might just do that and then cancel it. But I'm like, I have HBO, Hulu, Netflix. I have Showtime. I have Paramount. Paramount I got with Showtime in a package, both of them together for like $12. Prime, like I was like, I just have too much stuff.
Yeah.
I don't need another one like BET Plus. I just don't need it. So I'm trying, but
Plus, I was surprised. I think I got it a couple of years ago to watch something.
yeah.
Ended up keeping it.
That's why I had it to watch Sisters on BET because it wasn't all on Xfinity, like on demand. So I had to get it to kind of catch up with that. And then I canceled it once I was caught up. But I'm like, I don't need another streaming service. I have like 6 right now. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I just canceled a bunch too because I had too many. Apple TV, Discovery. I'm like, why do
Yes, I have Apple
Discovery
TV
Plus?
too. Look.
I have Discovery Plus. I'm like, why do I have this?
And then it's bad when you don't watch it each month because you're paying for it each month.
Right. And then I have cable. Yeah. It's like
I need to cancel Apple TV. I need to watch that.
the one with Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. That's the only reason I have it. And I still haven't watched it.
I just watched I think it's called Surface with Gugu. Can't pronounce her last name, but it was actually really good on Apple TV. And then there's so the premise is like that she's married to this guy and she tries to commit suicide, but she does not succeed, and she loses her memory. And so she's trying to figure out like, why did I do this? Like, why did I want to do this?
Yeah.
So it was really good. And then Apple TV also has another show. I think it's called 5 Days at Memorial. It's based off of like the 5 days, I think, after Katrina. So it's based off of a true story, and a hospital in New Orleans, and how, you know, they went through trying to like evacuate people and all of the problems they had. So
any of y'all
good things.
What's the name of it?
Of which one?
Of the one that you said was based off Katrina. 5 days at Katrina.
5 days at 5 days at Memorial, I think. Hold on 1 second.
5 days at Memorial. That sounds interesting.
Yeah, it was good.
Did any of y'all watch the Dahmer stuff?
No, not yet. I'm thinking about it.
I'm born and raised here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I used to catch a city bus that he used to be on, and I remember him from being on a city bus. And I remember when they closed that chocolate factory that he worked in, even though he started his murders after that. But people just couldn't, like, once they knew he worked there, people was just assuming he put stuff in the chocolate. And then my aunt, one of her cousins on her dad's side of her family, was one of his victims.
Wow.
So it was crazy. Like, I remember it. I was freshman in high school when everything started happening. It was crazy. And then, of course, I went to Marquette, and so Marquette brought the property because, you know, they of course have to keep up with their image, and they didn't want that there. But they, to this day, there's nothing there. They've built nothing on it, and it's surrounded by a black gate.
Yeah, it was interesting to me. Like, I knew about him, but really, you know, not as much detail as the series went. And I like that they focused on the victim, so that the victim's stories were heard and it wasn't solely about him. But yeah, that man was twisted. Like,
but the families are saying that they don't approve and they weren't consulted and they don't want.
Yeah, they were upset.
Other
upset.
But like somebody, and I get that, but like that to me is how most stuff is most stuff is remade without approval of people's situations and things like that. I mean, I do wish that they got
there's movie and movie after movie after movie after movie about him, and that this doesn't add anything to the equation, or doesn't add anything or give any.
Well, I think it does, because it shows, like, the lady Galinda. The only thing I don't like is Galinda it was 2 black women, because the woman that they had playing in it, Galinda, didn't live in his building. She lived next door in a different apartment building. And then there was a woman named Pamela who lived next door to him. And both of them were making complaints. And so they kind of combined both of their stories together to make one story, but it was the same. But Pretty much, like that's how the cops are here. Like they would, because that is a high drug area. It is a poor Black area, so they used to not go down there, and that gay bar that gay bar is still open. Like, I don't know why it's still open, but it is still open. So it was kind of, I don't want to say good, but from a different perspective. But I do agree with what they were saying. Like, it really was like just rehashing it over and over again. My thoughts was, I just wanted to know, like, the money that they made from it, where did that go? That's all I was wondering. I was like, where does the money go when they did this?
I went on Xfinity and I'm like, there's already a documentary on the ID channel. Like, that's out there. So the one, it wasn't the neighbor that, was on the Netflix, but there was another one who saw the 14-year-old Asian boy running down the street. Like, it was a different person, but they actually had her in the documentary. And another Black guy. Oh, one of the Black guys who survived. I think he was the one whose car broke down and he went back to the house, and they show in the Netflix documentary that the grandmother saved him and they put him on the bus. Like, he talks about his story. So, there's lots of things out there already too that are, but I did appreciate that this kind of gave the victims their light and their story to kind of, instead of just focusing on just him.
I think I heard someone kind of compare, so I agree that the victims families can feel however they want about, being tired of having to relive, or not even, to me, it's not even reliving, because that's your reality. So, or being tired of it just being out there for them to have to encounter. But someone compared it to like the Atlanta child murders, and how every few years there is a new documentary, podcast, special, literally, and you don't really hear those families, I don't want to say
complaining, but I get it.
I wonder, but the thought that literally just came to my mind when I thought about mentioning that was, I wonder if it's because there's still so much doubt around who actually committed those murders, and for the families, like, maybe they,
I was gonna say those families have a lot of hope still. I've heard them say, like, maybe somebody will come forward, maybe something will come out, because they don't believe it's solved. So I think that is probably plays a part in the difference.
But they did do a news story on the Black guy. Like, they did an update on the Black guy, the one who eventually killed Dahmer. And they said, like, they was like, he's getting all this fan mail, his commissary, he's getting all of this money. And I just like, and I didn't mean to laugh, but when I heard it, I was like chuckling, because like, they were like, some of the fan mail was like, you did it, and I'm like, it's like 20, 30 years later. Like, what are y'all talking about? But then I remember some of these people had never heard of him. Like, he's a new person to them. So like, he's got like a fan base all of a sudden. And so there's this thing, like, all of these people now are trying to come to Milwaukee, and they're like, don't come down to 25th Estate, because there's nothing down there, you will get robbed. And I'm like, yeah, don't come down there, there's nothing to see. So, but yeah, that was funny. So the Black guy, he's still in jail, and he's getting plenty money now.
Did he get life? He got life, didn't he?
Yeah, they gave him 2 more life sentences on top of it for killing both of those people.
Oh, wow. I couldn't remember. I knew he did. I thought he got life. I couldn't remember that there were 2 life sentences.
Yeah.
Yeah. I watched the first 2 episodes, and I said I'm going to go back and finish. I'm going to go back and finish.
There was people who sat there and watched all 10 episodes in one day, and I don't know.
Do that.
Like, I couldn't watch 2 episodes back to back without being like, I can't do this.
It's a lot.
Like the lighting even is like gloomy. The whole appearance of the movie is like, ooh, when it first came on, I was like, this is going to be more graphic and gory than I even thought.
Yeah. Just for someone to even be capable of doing that and consuming, yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot. They have another, Netflix is coming out with another, I guess it's the tapes of Jeffrey Dahmer. It comes out Friday.
Yeah, so
okay,
more
not
stuff.
too much.
Right, like, yeah.
That's enough.
But did anybody watch Tyler Perry's new movie on Netflix?
Yes, it was so good.
I gotta see that.
What's funny is someone said it was
Blues.
It was his best work, but it still wasn't that good.
Wow. They won't let that man be great, man.
Hard on the title.
Oh, A Jasmine's Blues, that one?
Yeah.
That's
That
Tyler
was good.
Perry?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Oh,
good.
okay.
There's
I
also-
watched the trailer. I didn't finish.
Yeah, it was good. And then I watched Lou. Have y'all watched that on Netflix with what's the Jussie Smollett's sister?
Journey.
Yes, Journey.
Oh, I
It's
love
her
her.
and her kid gets kidnapped, and so
Oh,
this
okay.
lady Lou. It's on Netflix. It came out the same day as Jasmine Blues or whatever, but they all came out at the same time. But that
Oh,
was pretty
Lou.
good.
About
It's
that.
a thriller, but her daughter gets kidnapped and she's living on the land of this lady named Lou. And so Lou helps her like, you know, trudge through these woods and try to get her daughter back. So it's very interesting story. But yeah, Netflix coming out with some good stuff.
They
Yes.
should. They should the way they keep jacking up their price.
Yeah.
Right.
Seriously.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What are y'all reading now?
What am I reading? Oh,
Starting Alice Walker, something or other, gathering something.
yeah, the one that I posted in the
Oh, did you
that
post
I
that?
made everybody apparently buy it. I bought that
yeah,
the other day. Yeah. I'm gonna read that next month when we read The Color Purple.
I'm actually reading. I'm reading Dracula right now. I was a little afraid at the beginning, but it's not. It's not really scary. It's really interesting. I'm loving it.
Nice.
Okay, that's different.
Huh?
That's
I'm
what
reading Summer on the Bluffs.
How's that?
Oh,
It's good. It's
Oh, that's
good.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Sunny
Sunny Houston one.
Houston?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's cute.
Oh
so
yeah, that
far.
was good.
I'm about halfway done, but yeah, it's real cute.
I just finished Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's book today. It's only on Audible. It's really short. It's pretty good.
What's the name of it?
Cop's kid, a black
Hmm.
cop's kid.
Oh, because there's
So,
another book my son is reading of his, and I can't remember what the name of it is.
I started Atomic Habits. And
That's good.
I keep hearing
That's
it's
I
good.
can do that
And I
one.
was sitting in bed reading it like extremely late last night, extremely late. And I get to this part about, good habits and bad habits and all of this and that. And I'm thinking, okay, this pleases me in the short term to be reading, but I really should be sleeping. Trying to change some habits in the morning, and this reading this late is not helping it. So
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's one of the reads that I like when the pandemic first hit. It was something that I read around that time. It was a good read though.
I want to add that one too.
and I think I'm gonna do Marriage Be Hard next. Kev on stage.
I have the physical book.
I
Yeah.
want to read that too.
I'm in a book club, and because I'm reading Clap While You Land, and then people was talking about that book, and I was like, oh, I love Kev on Stage, I'm gonna read it. But in this other book club I'm in, it was like 500 comments ripping that book apart.
Which book?
Wow.
Kev on Stage, and not because of his wife, because of him.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay.
And they just kind of felt like he was too immature in the book. That's what they were saying. And I was like, well, he's a comedian. Like,
Well, I
I
was
think that's
wondering.
his
Yeah.
go-to.
Is to joke about everything.
Yeah.
And I'm also reading Stephen King's The Institute. And that's a really good read. I was surprised. A book club chose that I don't touch Stephen King because I
Yeah.
know he writes scary stuff, and I don't
Yeah.
like really scary stuff. But this book is not really. It's not scary at all. It's really good.
Nice.
I just want to say that, like, I've been talking about remodeling forever. I'm still working, but I gave away like 15 books, some Daniel Steele, some like all these white authors, right?
Yeah.
And now I'm looking at my bookshelf and I'm like, guess what? I'm gonna have to buy some books.
Yeah. Always
that
exciting.
that Michelle is doing another tour with her new book, and like they're gonna come out soon or whatever.
In Atlanta, I think it's already sold out.
It's ridiculous the pricing too.
Yeah,
Mhm.
they had to add like another at least 1 or 2 additional dates already for Atlanta.
Wow.
Yeah. They said that pricing was like
Oh, I'm not
real high.
surprised. One of my
My friend
friends was
said
like,
she
"Oh, we
paid
want to go."
$1,000 the last time.
You hope what?
My friend paid $1,000
no
the
way.
last.
That's what I heard. Yeah, that it was like 1,000. I'm like, yeah, no. I got
And then-
mortgages to pay, kids
Right.
to work.
Michelle Obama.
Sorry, Michelle. I'll be listening to your audiobook and supporting that way, but
Yeah,
nah.
I've met her and put a gift in her hand for free,
Aw.
and
Yeah.
that is enough. I'm not
Yeah,
paying
you're
$1,000.
good. You're good.
Ticketmaster is doing for like certain people, they're doing like verified fan or something where you literally have to sign up in order to even get tickets. Like I know they did
Wow.
that for Adele's show in Vegas where you had to sign up in order to be able to buy the tickets. So
Wow.
yeah, I said, you know what? Michelle, because she's still, I love her to death, but because she's still in that world and still has to keep up some appearances, she's just, to me, she's going to repeat a lot of the same things that she already says.
Yeah. And
So
that
that's
for
why I'm
me,
like, I don't
I
have
felt like the first book was more touching on her story. To me, this is more self-help. Here's what you can do to be better. And I'm just not in a place where I'm into self-help like that. So, I
and
mean,
I'm not going high.
yeah, look, we going low. Like Candy Burr said, if you go low, I'm going
I'm
lower.
going
Like,
lower.
that's
Going all
just
the
what
way
we
to the
doing.
floor. Listen.
Highest
Go
I'm going,
high, I'm
medium.
going with you. Go low, I'm going with you.
Yeah, that's right. That is right. Well, thank you, ladies. Y'all have been wonderful. As always.
Is anybody going to One Music Fest this weekend?
I am.
I'll be there
You will?
Saturday. Well, I'm coming down Friday
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
for one Saturday and Sunday for the show.
Exciting.
Okay,
Safe
well, you have to
travels.
message me on Facebook.
Okay,
But yeah, I'll be there. I'll be there.
Sweet.
I looked at the schedule. There's some conflicting people that I'm not happy about.
Oh,
So I know.
Is Lauren supposed to be there? I'm like,
She
why?
is, and she's on at the same time. So caveat, I was raised in Atlanta, so I love me some trap music.
Those are the people I really want to. I mean, I'm
Right, so Lauren is at the
grateful.
same time as Gucci Man and Rick Ross.
Oh, I already know my girlfriend's gonna want to see Gucci Mane and Rick Ross.
right.
So I'm going with my brother, my younger brother, and his wife, and my younger brother is a Gucci fan. So
Girl, I'm
him and
saying
his
what
wife,
you're saying.
yeah, him and his wife texted me last night and was like, "You see this schedule?" I'm like, "Oh, see, this is
Right.
foolish."
Well, maybe Lauren won't be
During
on
the book
time.
club meeting,
I
it said
just thought
the schedule's online.
It's never on time. She was supposed to play in Chicago,
Mhm.
like a 2-hour wait for her, like literally
That's
2 hours.
crazy. Yeah, that's what I'm banking on. So, do you have VIP tickets or?
I don't think so. I don't know.
Okay.
She works with, I missed you. She works for Pandora, but I'm not sure.
Oh, well, probably. She probably has like the VIP or platinum or something. I don't go to One Music Fest without at least VIP tickets. Yeah. Mm-mm. I did it the first few years and I'm like, yeah, I can't do this. I need
I
I
saw
need
that
to.
no blanket, I saw that no chairs thing.
Yeah, they sell like these really low. You have to probably get there early. I got one years ago, like, the beach chairs that are really low to the floor, to the ground.
Mhm.
They'll let you use theirs that you buy from them. But yeah, I'm not sure. But it's a long weekend, but it's a good time.
Yeah, I think I'm
But
staying.
y'all be safe.
Yeah, have fun, y'all.
Yeah.
All right. I got to get out of here, but I will talk to you ladies later. Thanks for joining.
Feel
No,
better, Renee.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank
Feel
you.
better.
Bye, y'all.